So, I've already done a Fantastic 14 top covers of the Fantastic Four of the 1970s. I've done a part 1. Well, this is part 2. I got 14 more classic covers of the 1970s from the Fantastic Four. Now, listen, all right? I've also done a video about some of my favorite Doctor Doom covers. I left off quite a few, by the way. But if you don't see one of your favorite Fantastic Four covers of the 70s, or even a cover with Doctor Doom that you think is missing, it might be because I've covered them already. All right? This is the Pop Culture Cosmonaut. We're judging by the cover, man. You know, that's our MO around here. All right, so 14 covers of the 1970s. We may as well get started. So this is number 14. And this is actually Fantastic Four 137, which came out in May of 1973. This is the work of John Buscema, Joe Sinnott, and John Costanza. Costanza. All right. And this unique and odd cover features this gigantic foe named Warhead. He looks like a gorilla or a bear, but I think he's actually a gorilla under there, with a depth charge on his head, okay, with numerous guns pointing out in different directions. The Thing is just getting blasted here. Reed Richards has himself wrapped around his arm and his leg, hanging off for dear life. Okay, Torch is flying away, blasting at him with some flame. And look at Medusa. All right, Medusa got her hair wrapped around one of his guns. I don't think that's going to be good enough, Medusa. I think you got to do a bit more with that hair you got. All right, it's a weird cover. It's a fun cover. I know it's not an important issue. It doesn't matter, you know, like I'm just going by the covers that really grab me. And this one grabs me for whatever reason, even if it makes me chuckle just a little bit, you know. But yeah, we're going to move on to number 13 on the list. And this is Fantastic Four 129. Once again, John Buscema, Frank Giacola, and John Verpoorten. Okay, I hope I'm saying that name correctly. But yeah, look at this. The Thing in the middle of a tug of war between Medusa and Thundra. I always liked how hard Thundra came for Thing. She was feeling Thing. I think he should have given her a bit more time. It's just me. But anyways, she's claiming him. Look at this. Stand away. Medusa claims Ben Grimm. No, he belongs to Thundra. Or to no one. All right. So, and the other members of the Fantastic Four looking on in shock and awe. I love the floating heads. They like to do that a lot in that era. But I love this cover, man. The colors work beautifully. I like the muted background as well. And at the bottom it says, all this and the Frightful Four too. Nuff said. And this came out in September of 72. All right. I dig this one, man. This is cool stuff. But let's go on to number 12 on the list. All right. Now we're going forward in the decade. This is Fantastic Four 193, which came out in January of 78. All right. And here we go. It's Thing getting clocked by Darkoth. All right. Darkoth, a character I remember from the Book of the Dead. All right. The characters I saw in those editions always left an impression on me. All right. So, yeah, this is cool stuff. And you see Alicia Masters, you know, not really being able to see what's going on because of her vision impairment. But yeah, right in front of her, just her man, the Thing, just catching the left. You got the military police in the background as well, rushing onto the scene, but they're not going to do a damn thing, and you know that. All right. So yeah, this is pretty cool stuff. But yeah, on a lot of these covers, you'll notice that the Thing is kind of getting his ass handed to him in a way. I guess he can take it So it's all good, but still, Darkoth is taking it to him here. All right, let's go on to number 11 on my Fantastic 14 Part 2. All right, this is Fantastic Four 212. So again, this is going late into the decade, August of '79. And this is the work of Walt Simonson and Irv Watanabe. All right, this is a unique cover. No other cover in the decade, I think, really looked like this one. Look at Galactus and the Sphinx in the background, facing off against each other. Two titanic villains of epic proportions. And that's an understatement. I don't know how I could undersell that or oversell it. But yeah, look at, and then the Fantastic Four all aging in the foreground. I got to admit, I think they look kind of funny. They look kind of weird in a way, and that's why I wish I could have put this higher up. If they were drawn a little more seriously, I think I probably would have put this higher up on the list. But this is a great look. This is a cover you'll recognize at a glance, at a distance. If it was shrunk down to nothingness, you would know what cover this is. And to me, that's a really important point. The colors explode and the power drawing your eyes to the middle of this cover. Beautiful stuff, man. All right, this is number 10 on the list. This came out in November of '79. Fantastic Four 215. All right, and this is the work of Ron Wilson and Joe Rubinstein. Ron Wilson, his name has popped up a lot on my videos. Great cover artist, man. Blastar, the living bomb burst. Look at his hands. That's what really sold me on this cover. It looks like he's having, he's unable to contain the energy breaking out of his hands. That's a good look. And then the Fantastic Four all recoiling, okay, knowing they can't handle what Blastar's got ready for them. All right, I love the red all over the cover, and he strikes a pretty fearsome pose in the middle of this cover, the Fantastic Four are just scattered in every direction. This is great stuff. Ron Wilson, man, he will come up again in the next one. This is number 9 on my list. This is Fantastic Four 165. All right, this is again Ron Wilson with Joe Sinnott this time. Ron Wilson, kind of a chameleon in the way he drew a lot of his stuff, but maybe the inkers made a big difference. This was a memorable cover. Always the Crusader used to be called Marvel Boy. All right, and then Quasar, the modern version, came from this character basically. But this was the end of the Crusader, actually. This was his final appearance in this issue, and he's gone nuts, taking it to the Thing. And look at the Thing, the way he's crawling up this wall, getting toe holds in the side and the brick. And he's got the Crusader by the leg while he's getting blasted. It's just a very memorable cover. And you don't know, it looks like something serious is going to go down. The Thing's in trouble. Crusader's kind of in control, but you never know because his leg could just get taken out right here. Interesting cover. But yeah, its reputation, I think, holds it up here too. And it's memorable in its own way. So, but you know what? We got to keep going. The next one on the list, this is number 8. This is Fantastic Four 208, which came out in April of '79. This is featuring the Sphinx. We saw him earlier in one of the other covers, going up against Galactus. Look at him again here as a giant, holding three members of the Fantastic Four in his hands, while Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, tries to hit him with some flame in his throat. All right. But yeah, the one thing I really like about this is what looks to be under, or where the Sphinx is coming from. The space under, the darkness with these building constructs, it kind of looks like, surrounding him. It's a very odd looking image, and it kind of takes a while to digest it and really get what's going on here. But he looks like he has that power that he possesses at last. Great stuff. Okay, let's move on up. This is number 7 on my Fantastic 14. Fantastic Four 121, featuring the Airwalker. The Airwalker, another cover of his featured in my other Fantastic Four cover video, but this one is no slouch. That's for damn sure. The Silver Surfer running up on the Airwalker. Gabriel, and in this issue, it's the Secret of Gabriel. But look at the floods in the streets of New York City. Look at the people gathered on the rooftops, all over, and every rooftop in this picture. Look at the Fantastic Four in the foreground. All of them look done. This looks like one of the worst things to ever happen in New York City in a Marvel comic, and that's saying a lot. This is a great piece of work, man. This is John Buscema and Joe Sinnott. Okay, classic, legendary artists. Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's boogie on down to number 6. On this one, this is Fantastic Four 210, which came out in June of 1979. All right. And you see, it's a cosmic scene in search of Galactus. Galactus busting out a b-boy stance, looking more like Spoonie G or Cool G Rap. Cool G Rap, one of my favorite MCs of all time. Still putting out great music. Check him out, man. Ill Street Blues. But yeah, look at the Fantastic Four. They got their bubble helmets as they look on, and Galactus doesn't give a damn. All right, I love these almost cluttered galactic scenes where there's like a million planets in the background and numerous stars and nebulas. I know it doesn't make sense, but I still love it. It really makes space almost seem small for a moment. And Galactus is one of those who can kind of pull that off. So this is a great cover on that reason alone. All right, so here we go. This is number 5. This is an infamous cover, infamous moment. 147, issue 147, which came out in March of 74. Okay. And this is the work of Rich Buckler, Joe Sinnott, and Danny Crespi. Okay. I always liked this costume for Namor, for the Submariner. I always liked that better than them fish Speedos. This is a better look. Okay. And he's coming out the water ready to go one-on-one with the Thing. And he's saying, Sue Richards is mine till the day I die. All right. So Sue and Reed were on the outs at this point, I guess. And she was looking to get with this dude. Okay. Kind of shady. All right. But look at the Human Torch. Got a fire retardant net with some weights. And he's done. That's it. You know, he got netted up. He got treated like a fish. Damn. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple cover, but I think it works pretty nicely. And look at Sue Richards, the Invisible Woman, in the top left, looking on like, oh, what have I done? You know what you did. You know what you did. Yeah. But here we go. We are moving on to number 4. All right. And this is issue 211. Okay, which came out in July of 79, near the end of the decade. And I don't know. I just love this cover. I love Terrax, the Tamer, swatting all the members of the Fantastic Four away with his battle axe. while he stands on top of an asteroid. And by the way, this is the work of John Byrne, Joe Sinnott, and Gaspar Saladino. I get to say that man's name in every video I make, it seems like. Gaspar Saladino. Yeah, Terrax, though, he's the real deal all up in here. And this is another cosmic scene. The Fantastic Four have a lot of cosmic backgrounds, and that's one thing I like about a lot of their covers of this era. All right, so here we go. We're moving on to the top 3. And I got to tell you, I love the Fantastic Four 70s covers. It's a deep bag to collect from. And here we go. Number 3 is issue 139. And this came out in July of 1973. And this is the Miracle Man that you see here with his Vincent Price look. He's got that Salvador Dali mustache going on as he just wallops the Thing. The Thing is talking about Clobberin Time at the bottom, but he's getting clobbered right here. This is getting clobbered, but that's a good pose and that fist just planting it on him, you know. Yeah, that's how you throw a jab. Okay, if he's a lefty, that's a nice jab. This is John Buscema, Frank Giacola, and John Costanza. All right, and look at what the Miracle Man is saying. Dull-witted monstrosity, you're no match for the new Miracle Man. All right, as he's surrounded by his grotesque henchmen, who I believe were constructs of his in this issue. This is a beautiful cover. Come on, y'all. People might hate because, you know, they don't take the Miracle Man too seriously. But, you know, I covered him in one of my other videos about the Scourge's hit list. All right, from A to Z, every kill that he's ever done. Miracle Man had a pretty interesting demise in an issue of The Thing. All right, so I advise y'all to check that out. All right, but yeah, this cover just stands up on its own. I love everything about it. I even love the silhouettes in the background of the extra henchmen in the back. That's nice stuff. So let's go on to number 2, numero dos. All right, this is Fantastic Four 188. All right, and this came out in August of 77. This is the work of George Perez, man. Joe Sinnott and Danny Crespi. It's a memorable cover, isn't it? Look at Reed Richards on top of that bus, dressed as the Molecule Man. All right, and the building that's come to life in the background. That's trippy, man. That is trippy. Okay, the ground trying to swallow up Sue Richards whole, and she's got her bubble up just in time. And a lamppost trying to wrap itself around the Thing. This is great stuff. The only thing I don't like about this cover is Reed Richards looks a little big on top of that bust, doesn't he? He looks about, I don't know, a third too big, maybe. But I don't know, maybe he's stretching himself out a bit, who knows. But yeah, this is a great cover. I love the composition of everything around it. The white background is perfectly fine. There's a hell of a lot going on. Yeah, this is well done stuff. George Perez, he's a master. And this was back in 77, so I mean, he had a lot more ahead of him in the future after that. But yeah, we're gonna go on to number 1. But before we do that, I need some money, man. I need some cash money, some of that dinero, and some of these corporate overlords, okay, hoarding their coins, need to, you know, share some of that. Share it with the little guy. You know, I'm doing this for free, but maybe I shouldn't be. All right. Hey, I'm thirsty. I need a sip and a little boost of energy to get through the end of this video. Here is number 1. Yeah, refreshed, just like Doctor Doom appears to be at the bottom here. All right. I love this cover, man. And this came out in June of '78. This is the work of John Buscema and Joe Sinnott. John Buscema, absolutely one of my favorite artists. His work in the 80s on the Avengers with Tom Palmer is honestly some of the best comic artwork I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, but he was putting in work way before that as well. I almost wish I put this cover in my Doctor Doom video. This deserved it. I don't know. I have no excuse. But I dig this, man. The madness in the face of Doom. Always interesting to capture because of his faceplate and the limitations of that. But you can still do it. His hands speak a lot, don't they? All right, look at Reed Richards on the monitor, invading Doctor Doom's royal palace, while Doom says, "The only way you will enter my inner sanctum is dead." All right. And look at the other members of the Fantastic Four in these chambers, enveloped in some kind of gas, maybe to keep them sedated, I'm assuming. I don't know, man. I dig this. It looks like a do or die situation. It looks like time is running out, and it looks like Doom has all the cards in his hands. How are the Fantastic Four gonna get out of this one? All right, man. I had to do it. I had to do a part 2, y'all. Okay, I enjoy doing these. I enjoy digging deeper into the well. Okay, because when there's an era that is just filled and flooded with great covers, so many of them get left off and they get no recognition. Part of it is also to recognize the artists of this era, man. It's easy for them to get lost in the shuffle over time. But these videos, I hope, bring attention to their work and give them some overdue props. So there you go. Like, comment, and subscribe. What did I miss? Okay, what did I miss? Let me know. Let me know. All right, it's the Pop Culture Cosmonaut, baby. And we are out of here.